Boom, pow. It is officially Friday, and it's time for you to get it going. You listen to The Morning Grind, KZI 88.7 FM. And I am Dapper D. Listen, Friday, whether you wanted to be here, it's here. Whether you wanted it to get started or not, it started. You got this in the background. I know you getting dressed. You standing in front of that wardrobe right now. You trying to figure out what you're going to put on. I got you. Bring your best. A game. Step it up today. I know you done took the slow route the first couple days during the week, but you need to put it on them today. I'm talking, I want to see that Friday flow. You can call me up and tell me what you flowing with today too. Feel me flow. I want to know. 512-836-2887. You gonna give it to him today or what? I ain't telling you gotta act like you going to a wedding. But what I'm saying is, put some effort into it today. Put some effort into it. You ain't got to go with just the leggings today. You ain't got to throw on the hoodie. You ain't got to look like you going to the gym. How about you put it on them today? Work out today. Literally, with that outfit. I want to see what you working with today. Put it on, fellas. This the time. You know you got the hat back there. You know you got that tie. You know you got that collar shirt. Come on, put it on them today. You got some slacks straight from the cleaner, still in the plastic. You ain't did nothing with it yet. What you waiting on, player? Put it on. Bring it out. Let's do it today. Let's do it. I want to see some pretty people today. February 9th, Black History Month. We're going to have a Black History fact. Man, y'all just going to have to hate me because the one I got today, it's a fraternity brother of mine. He's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. He a pretty boy, but what can you do? Absolutely nothing, because I'm going to give it to you. You can't do nothing. I'm using it. We're going to talk about that one later. So happy that y'all are here with us. We're going to talk current events. We're going to talk some news. And for y'all political puns, like y'all ain't got nothing else to do but want to argue and think that you can actually convince somebody else to flip all the way over to your side and vote like you, fine. You could call in too. We'll humor you, and let's see if you think you could convince somebody to come all the way over to deny their allegiances so that they can flow with you. That's what you think? Okay, hey, that's what you think. That's what you think this show is. That's what you think your opportunity. You're going to be on a radio station, and you want to be a political pundit. What I would like for you to do is tell me what you doing. Don't. Oh, so you call in right here, like right here, and that's how you gonna flip people? Nah, player. Look, what you doing out in them streets? What you doing across the nation, across the region? How you touching lives? That's all I'm saying. What you doing with it? Because at the end of the day, you really you're whistling into the wind. That's it. The wind's coming right into your face too. We're going to talk a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're going to have a mix coming up right after this, and I want y'all to enjoy this Friday. Be happy about it. Y'all are on the other side of the dirt. You could be in it, but you're on top of it. I don't care how the week has been. Friday ain't start yet, so it's going to be what you want it to be. I want mine to be fire. And I want y'all to dress and look fire today. 512-836-2887. The Morning Grind. I'm Dapper D. We are going to get to it. I'm so happy. Feel me flow. You already know. Dapper D in the building. You're listening to The Morning Grind. You got that. You know. You got it all the way to the left. You don't just accidentally end up down here at this time of the morning. You know what you're here for. We gonna give it to you. We gonna entertain. We're going to educate. We got a Black History fact coming up a little bit later. 512-836-2887. Yo, community radio, we giving you the opportunity. What's going on, community? Tell me about that Friday. I want to know what you're doing. Now, here's what I got to tell you. There's somebody out there that you always can talk to. But bring the good rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Do you think everybody out there wants you to bring them down? That's what you think? That's what you want to do? Man, this is your time. People gonna learn about you. We got people streaming all over the world. They want to know what's popping in Austin. They didn't say, yo, what's popping in Austin with that dude who car just broke down? What we doing there? Come on, think outside of yourself. You got something to be positive about. Feel me? Flow with those positive vibes. Let's see how we gonna start this day off. Yo, I'm a little curious. So, you ever seen somebody that's like in a relationship, and have they ever looked at you, made a comment to you, and asked you why you dated anyone before you met them? Like you should have known that they was coming into your life. Is that audacious? I don't know. I kind of think it is. Yo, I don't believe in luck. You know, the things that are fated, the things that are going to happen, you know, lives are being lived in other places you ain't never been. So eventually, those lives, those actions, they're going to come, and they may come directly into conflict with what you're doing in life. But I can tell you, you have no control over it. That's the conversation you got to avoid. But I got to know that those people are out there. I just want to know, you with one of them. Are you with the person that said, man, you better be glad you got me now? And on the same tip, I'd like to hear from you if you're the person saying, man, I'm glad I got that person now. If you done been through it, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta take responsibility for your own actions. If you was with somebody and you came out with the raw deal, okay, you even can blame your mama. Maybe mama should have warned you, but you were in it, you stayed in it, and you missed all the signs. I was making conversation the other day, and a person said to me, you know, I never really thought about, oh, okay, so at some point in your life, you just said, I'm just going to be carried by the wind through life. I'm not going to think ahead. I'm not going to make some decisions that could affect my future. I'm just going to let it be what it be. All right, well, that's what you do. Now, don't complain on the other side of it, because again, that was a decision. I want to reminisce a little bit. I'm very curious. 512-836-2887. What was the baddest thing you had on layaway and you couldn't wait to get that thing out? What was the baddest item you had on layaway growing up and you couldn't wait to get that out? I remember my mom got me this suede coat. It had like that little sheepskin on the inside, so it was nice and cold. We put that thing on layaway sometime like late spring, early summer, and I was with her. That was her first mistake. She shouldn't have did that with me. I know she wanted me to try it on, but we'll get to that part later. Man, that thing sat in layaway for a while, and the whole time I just knew it. I just knew when I put that coat on, by the time I stepped on to school campus, man, if they didn't know my name, they was gonna walk up to me and ask me what my name was just because of the coat. Well, unfortunately, summer came, went, school started. We already about to head to holiday break for the holidays. Man, we finally getting that coat off of layaway. I'm gonna tell you, I was excited to have it, but your boy might have grown just a little bit in them 6 months, 7 months while that thing was on layaway. But I want to know, what was your story and what was the item? Was it a pair of shoes? Was it an ill coat like I had? Biggie said, when I used to wear the red and black lumberjack, there was something you wanted. I just want to know, what was it? Your parents, look, they doing the best they can. I mean, I appreciate that she was hustling for me. I'm just saying, maybe we should have gone a size up. I mean, you know what your money was like, girl. She needed to forecast a little better. Maybe that was it. Mama, you got to forecast better next time. You should have took me with you. Or take a tape measure and measure me before you leave the house. But don't tell me what we getting. Ugh. I want to reminisce a little bit more. What was your first job? I'd love to know what y'all's first job is. I came in here about a week ago and I was telling y'all that this generation, the kids right now, they working more than generations of the last 50 years. So I don't want to hear nothing. Oh, it's generation. These kids nowadays. Yo, you need to check your facts. You just talking about your kid. And if you're talking about your kid, that means you need to do something about your kid. You can't talk about everybody else's kid. We got the stats. People outside of you are talking to people outside of your house. And when you put all that together, that's called a population. And we take a sample of that population and they working harder. Maybe your kid ain't. Okay. Hey, you keep going into your pocket buying them PlayStation 5s and them expensive sneakers that they just gonna walk around and don't serve no purpose. And then they go right back in the closet to be cherished. You don't even get top billing. Like, I would imagine if my kid was a sneakerhead and had a bunch of $200 pair of shoes, like every time they post them, every time they talking to somebody about them, can't they be like, yo, mama got me these? I mean, can we get a shout out or something? I know I was very proud of my suede jacket. Yeah, I don't know if I led with it. I like to think I would have led with it, but hey, I can't go back and change that. But y'all could change how your kids is treating and out there speaking on the stuff that you, I mean, you are toiling away at work to put $200 shoes on they feet. I hope they doing the right thing for you. Anybody remember the Sears catalog? Thumbing through that Sears catalog and drooling. I mean, you know you won't go get everything, but you could take your little marker, your little pen. You could even rip it out, put it up on the wall. Me, I thought I was gonna get all the Transformers, especially the ones, the combiners that you could put them all together and form up. And don't get me started on Voltron. Ugh. But that was it. Super Bowl parties are popping off this weekend. I want to know, who you going for? You going for the Chiefs? You going for the Niners? But don't just tell me who you going for. I want to know why you going for them. That's what I need. I need to know exactly what your thought process is when you're making that decision. Because somebody going to ask you when you're at the Super Bowl party.
Larry,
caller, are you there?
how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. It's Friday, and I'm alive, and I'm healthy. How you doing?
Oh, that's good. Let's say, babe.
So what's popping? What you want to flow with today?
What you were saying a while ago about the layaway?
Yep.
What you have to get out of layaway? I was about 8 years old. And I want my mama to take Jim get out of layaway my hoodie hoop and you know them little you know, remember the hula hoop?
Oh, I do. I had two sisters, so I could work it too. Yeah, I knew what I was doing.
I want to hear him get out of their way. That and the jack, you know, them jacks with the ball. You bump, you know, do your jacks.
Yes.
Doing picking up and stuff.
Yep.
That's what I was ready to get them out.
Hey, could you remember what color? What little color scheme? What color was that hula hoop? Did it have some glitter?
Oh, it was glitter.
Oh yeah.
And they got the little ball in.
Oh yeah. That's the official one with the ball in it and the glitter. Man, I know you couldn't wait for that one. Hey, what's your name and where you calling in from?
I'm calling for Austin, Texas, and Pflugerville.
Oh, okay. Austin and Pflugerville. That sounds like you mobile. Sound like you out and about. You doing your thing.
Oh yeah, I'm in the traffic.
I'm sorry to hear. We're going to give a little traffic update at the top of the hour. Thank you for calling in. Have a great rest of the Friday.
You too.
Yo, the hula hoop. Does anybody have hula hoop skills anymore? And then I want to go a step further. Can kids nowadays jump rope? Just asking. You know, just kind of curious. You got to know. I want to know. I appreciate we already got the first caller in. I'm telling you, this is going to be a good day. She stuck in traffic, but even she had a good attitude. And that's what we got to do. That's what I'm challenging you to do today on Friday, the morning grind.
Right here on 88.7 FM, KAZR.
Right back at it again. We're at the top of the hour. KZI 88.7 FM, Austin, Texas, streaming all over the world. Hey, they care about what we doing over here in little old Austin, Texas. Let me tell you a little bit about that weather. You're going to get 73 degrees today. Showers are going to be early, then cloudy in the afternoon. High is 73. Winds are going to be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain is 50%. 50. Look, humidity at 80%. It's a 50% chance. We already said there's going to be showers early, then cloudy in the afternoon. Man, don't mess around. Don't mess around. If you step out in those blue suede shoes, don't holler at your boy. I ain't putting nothing on it. I ain't got nothing on it. You made that decision yourself. Didn't I say that earlier? Some decisions in life you got to take responsibility for. Cloudy skies early tonight, though. We're going to get down to 62. Then off and on rain showers overnight. Thunder is possible. A low of 62. Wind's going to be light and variable tonight. Chance of rain is, again, 50. What? Do with it what you will. All I can do is give you the info. What you do from here going forward, leave it up to fate. Or the higher power you believe in. Talk to you a little bit of what's going on the roads. Over on RM 2244, there's a vehicle fire. That's B Cave Road at Patterson Road. Been there, done that. Ain't a good feeling. Owen Tech Boulevard, there's a crash. That's Owen Tech Boulevard at Corman Drive. And then out there on US 183 toll, there's an obstruction on the road. That's US 183 toll northbound at Maynard Road. Man, y'all ain't on them streets? Hold on. It's 8:02. Man, y'all late. All y'all late. A bunch of y'all are late. Okay, I don't mind, because if you're in the car and you're listening to me on terrestrial radio, you got all the way to left 88.7. Appreciate you. I'm a guide you all the way into work. If you streaming on the TuneIn app, I got it. If you're on your tablet, you got your computer working. Make sure you call a friend, tell a friend. Don't keep this good juju to yourself. Share it with them. That way, when you want to talk about some things that we talking about today, they already clued in. You ain't got to bring them up to speed. Caller, are you there?
I sure am. How you doing this morning, Doug?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Okay, all right. Praise the Lord.
So what's on your mind? What's the flow?
What's the what?
What's the flow? What's going through your mind?
I thought you said, what's the fro? I was going to say, how did you know I had a fro?
No, but hey, keeping it natural, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Well, to the American people, I don't know if you saw what the Supreme Court justices did on the 14th Amendment, Section 3 of removing Trump from the ballot of Colorado. You know, they spoke of the definition of the 14th Amendment, Section 3. But yet still, they made the attorney, his name was Jason Murray. He asked pertinent questions. He responded to them. And what the purpose of the amendment is to keep those people who do incite and riot or with our enemies here in the United States. But the thing about it, okay, we already know what the 14th Amendment, Section 3 states. But Trump was brought before the Supreme Court justice because of what he's been doing. Mm-hmm. He has threatened. People have died from his comments. Yeah. He's excited the Proud Boys and the KKK and all those who stormed the Capitol majority white. He has done, this is the reason he must be removed. If he's very a male chauvinist and feel like a woman is all you can do is grab by the and it exemplifies itself. Mm-hmm. And the Supreme Court justice want to hide behind the fact that they don't want to confront and define what the 14th Amendment says in Section 3, the purpose of the 14th Amendment, but yet still they want to put Americans in harm's way.
That's good. Hey, look, that is a great point. I appreciate you calling in. I'll tell you this. When the Supreme Court justices have this hearing, there's a lot that they have to consider. There's retaliatory aims of some people. There are also other implications of other states that will follow. Either way, it's going to come down to just a handful of states that are going to decide the presidential election. And that's a pretty daunting consequence when you think about it. The former president, he thinks it's a beautiful thing to watch. You know, he likes what's going on now. He likes his name being out there. This is another reason why, this is free publicity for him. And for him and some of his supporters, they find confidence. They get a little more excited about what he's going through right now. He's a martyr, if you will, to them. So yeah, this is going to be a key item as we go forward. It's not over yet. Some other states, I think, will follow suit, but we'll see. So thanks for calling in, starting our Friday off. And the politics is here. 805. The politics is here. They had to get to it. Little question. What happens if, like, what do you say to a friend who has a kid, but the kid is ugly? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I mean, I know. Here's the things I say, because I like to think of myself as a politically correct gentleman, a refined gentleman, and I wouldn't necessarily try to offend them. Some of the things you say is like, man, he's getting so big. Another little thing you could say is, he looked just like his daddy. Man, that baby looked just like his dad. Again, I ain't gotta lie. I'm just kind of keeping it reserved. My opinions. You know what you could say? You know what else you could say? That kid gonna have to get a job soon. but again, I ain't offend them yet. I'd like them to get that baby up out my face, but okay. How about this one? When's the last time I saw your baby? I know my voice went up a little bit higher, but I'm just letting them know that I'm into the conversation. I didn't want to tell them. Bro. You ain't got no, in your whole life, nobody came and asked you about your phone number. And then the old ugly thing that you went and got that, has a great personality. Yeah, that's y'all's offspring. I got one last one. I got one last one. So then when they pop up with the baby, you're like, hey, look at my 2-month-old. You're like, oh, hey, you been good? You gotta deflect. You gotta change that. You gotta change it up. 512-836-2887. You guys can call in. I done gave you some topics. We got some things we got to talk about today. It is going to be a good one. I want to bring up that Black history fact. Give it to y'all. So on today, we are going to talk about Bernard Harris. What did he do on February 9th, 1995? Bernard Harris, African-American astronaut. He takes a spacewalk. All right. Bernard Anthony Harris Jr. He's a former NASA astronaut. And on February 9th, 1995, Harris became the first African-American to perform an extravehicular activity. That's called spacewalk, but stay with me. And that was during the second of his 2 space shuttle flights. So he grew up over in Sam Houston High School in San Antonio, Texas. He was always about that business. You knew this kid was going to be an astronaut. He was involved in science fairs, book clubs, other school activities. He got his undergrad degree from the University of Houston. He earned his medical degree from Texas Tech University. What them Red Raiders, where they at? He completed a residency in internal medicine up at the Mayo Clinic. And he joined the illustrious fraternity Kappa Alpha Psi. Yo. So he's a fraternity brother of mine. He completed a National Research Council fellowship at NASA. And then while he was there, he conducted research in musculature physiology and disuse. I bet y'all can't even spell musculature. Or if you can you get physiology? That's all right. Stay with me though. He trained as a flight surgeon while he was over at the Aerospace School of Medicine in San Antonio. He received a master's degree in biomedical science from the University of Texas Medical Branch in 96. And then he got an MBA from the University of Houston after all of that. He was a licensed private pilot, certified scuba diver. He was the first African-American man to go into space as one of NASA's research teams. And he was involved in the construction of the space rovers. He now has a school dedicated to him in San Antonio, where he's from, named Dr. Bernard A. Harris Middle School. Today's Black History Fact. If you don't know, now you know. Dr. Harris, we salute you. Man, how do you follow that up? I don't have all those degrees. I can only respect what that brother did, what he endured. I mean, he was born in 1956. I mean, let's just say I wasn't living in San Antonio around that time, but was y'all treating him right, San Antonio? What was it like over there? Somebody call in. Tell me, what was it like over in San Antonio in the 50s and late 50s? All right, so we were talking about the Super Bowl parties that are coming up. We had a call, so we took that call, but I want to know, Super Bowl parties are coming up. Who you going for? Okay, did you get invited to a Super Bowl party? Because if you didn't, are you broken up about that? Do you feel like you need to be get up, get out, and get something going? Because don't nobody be knowing that you ain't doing nothing on Sunday. What happened? Why didn't you get invited? Uh-oh, you might have to look within yourself. What you do last time? Did you eat up all the food? You double dip, man. You a double dipper. Somebody out there double dipping. Hey, your invite got lost in the mail. Sorry, I don't even know what happened. Dang, you didn't know we had to get together? You didn't know? I can't believe. Let me go back. Man, I don't know how you got. I must have fat fingered something. Well, that's what you're going to be hearing if you're that person. I just want to know, did you wake up with the excuse, well, I ain't into sports? That tells me you antisocial. You antisocial. Because if you've been to a Super Bowl party, everybody up in that party, they not sports fans. As much talking and eating that be going on, ain't nobody watching that game. They don't pay attention to the game till somebody say, oh, till people start screaming and clapping and chest bumping. And then, that's when you pay attention because the replay is about to happen. So you can fake it till you make it, but you need to get up in there and get some of that good food. They're going to have that spread. Caller, are you there?
Yes, how you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing well.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm going to tell you like this. I'm 67 and I woke up on the side of a 29-year-old young lady.
Oh. Wait. What was the 29-year-old doing? They had a little sleepover. Power Rangers marathon was on. What you doing with the 29-year-old? What y'all talking about? What you got in common with the 29-year-old? I just want to know. What y'all talking about?
She do a whole lot better than a 69-year-old.
Ain't nothing wrong. Play on.
Well, I'm going for the Kansas City.
Kansas City. Now you got to tell me why, though. I need to know why.
I put all my eggs in the basket early on the Dallas Cowboys. That's why I'm going for Kansas City.
Oh. Yo, speaking of eggs in the basket, let me tell you something. Let me get your opinion on this. You know who Ocho Cinco is, right?
Yeah, I know Ocho.
Okay, so Ocho Cinco says he will give up McDonald's, divorce his wife, and not have sex for the rest of the year if the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl. What are your thoughts?
I think he's just spinning his wheel because that young lady, he's going to give up. Somebody else going to take him.
Hey, I have been on the other side. I have been that rebound dude, and I don't mind. Go and throw that out. Go and throw that away. It sounds like he looking for a reason, though, right?
Somebody else's music is somebody else's luxury.
This is true.
I've been out here for the last 16 years, and I've had a lot of fun. I was married one time.
Yeah.
If you want a headache, get married.
Yo, if you want a headache, stay single. Hold on now. You got to mess with these. Hey, there's some stupid ones out there. They ain't give you nothing but a headache.
You're talking about these young women these days. See, people don't understand. Young women these days, they don't want all this luggage. You give them a puppy or a dog, they happy. They don't want no baby.
Agreed.
So
I can see that.
You go look at all the parks and stuff, and you see the Spanish and the white and the black young ladies are more familiar with the puppies and the dogs because we have really run the fifth generation of beating and cursing, abusing women. And some of these women gonna begin to love each other.
Oh, well, hey, it sound like some brothers are slipping because I got all the loving. I got plenty this year, and
that's when I sneak in there.
Ain't nobody missing out over here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of stuff going on that we don't understand. You know, and some of these men, you got to they playing too.
Yo, I appreciate that.
This is a different world, brother.
Yeah, it is. Hey, where you calling in from? Though? Where you at?
I'm from Manor, Texas. I used to live in Austin, Texas, till the tax and stuff went up so high.
Yo, it is.
And we get and tell you the truth. We're going to get an HEB and a Home Depot.
God, oh, y'all coming up. Manor is coming up. Yo, thanks for calling in. Appreciate you. Like, listen, people. He got some points. He's making points. But hey, I'm gonna go either way. You can marry somebody, have a headache. You can stay single, have a headache. I be hearing people swiping left, swiping right. It's a headache trying to chase people down out here trying to be a player if you're doing it right. But you know, hey, I appreciate him calling in. 512-836-2887. If you are interested, we want to hear from you. So yeah, what y'all think about Ocho Cinco? Was he out here looking for an excuse? For those who don't know who Ocho Cinco is, he is a wide receiver who most famously, he played for the Cincinnati Bengals. And his number was 85. And just, again, to step out a little bit, he changed his name on his jersey to Ocho Cinco, 85. Now, that's not how you say it in Espanol, but it gets the people going. It was provocative. And so that's why he did that. And that's, it's a method. He's remembered. So that's the best I could tell you about that young man. I believe he is looking for a reason. Caller, are you there?
He is a wide receiver.
Hey, cut that radio down in the background right quick.
It's there.
Yeah, I can still hear it, though. We're going to get some feedback. But what's up? What's on your mind?
What you were talking about, we got men, but some of these men, like you were talking about, some of these men don't want a good woman. They want to play themselves.
Oh.
We want to be a cougar.
Yeah.
Let the young girls, he need a people with good woman, his age, and find the right one. To do him right, he can do that person right.
Okay, I can understand that, but you do gotta understand that 29-year-old, as I said earlier, made that decision themselves, right? They chose. What can you do? They want to be with you. You can't turn it down.
I understand that, but you have to watch them 29. Sometimes they be young and not going to be 29. They might be 17 and they gonna tell you, and you can go to jail for that.
I get that. I will tell you this though. To that same point, I believe he was also going with sometimes some people around his age, they're all beat down by then. And you're looking for a positivity. You're looking for that positive outlook. Someone that's got their whole life ahead of them, and they're attacking it in that manner. I believe that's where he was headed with it. I believe that's where he was headed. That's where I want to think he's heading with it. But I appreciate what you're saying, though. Because I'm going to tell you this. Age is nothing but a number. So we have some people that are a little bit...
I understand that.
They are not acting their age.
Yes, but that's why a lot of people get raped and stuff and not telling them the wrong age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Hey, where are you calling in from this morning?
I'm downtown.
Oh, you're not in the traffic, are you?
Yes, I am.
So you about to look for street parking?
I'm going for the Chiefs too.
Oh, you going? Okay, why are you going for the Chiefs?
Well, I'm going for the Chiefs because I think they got a chance.
Okay. I mean, that's a good bet. They got 2 rings already. It's a good bet. Yes. It's a good bet. Well, I appreciate you calling in on this Friday. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day. And look, we're in the middle of a dynasty, people. So if you're going to go for the Chiefs, it's kind of hard for us to argue with you because, I mean, they're having all of these appearances. And more importantly, we need all different types that's going to show up at the Super Bowl party. So we need 49ers fans. We need the people
Taylor
who
Swift
are
fans.
going for it. Yeah, we need it all. Caller, are you there?
Mr. Washington, I'm here.
Yeah.
I hear everybody going back and forth about the Super Bowl and everything, and the lady and the man or whatever. I just throw it out there for me today. Why not somebody define what's a good man or a good woman? Because you got so many women that I'm a 70s baby, so I was brought up with 8 uncles.
Okay.
And my mama the only girl. It starts at the head of that house, but some women, I'm just saying, want to be the head of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess what I'm trying to say, I guess, when do each party play their position?
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good way to think about it. I'm sure you are being successful in the fact that you would like to hear more interaction on it. I think they're gonna call in on that. Where are you calling in from, brother, before we jump off?
I'm from ATX.
Okay, yo.
1 East 12th Street, Hamburger, Texas.
I like it. We appreciate you. Enjoy your Friday. Listen, Ms. Marlah. Ms. Marlah. Okay,
so let me.
I want to hear
one
from
thing.
What
so
is?
Here come from a woman's point of view.
What's
you
that?
Understand? It's like we was talking about one night on a Quiet Storm. We was having a little after party, right?
Right.
Talking about relationships.
Yeah.
And so some of my friends tell me that my standards are really high, and that I'm gonna be single and dating for a long time because I'll never be able to find someone because my standards are so high.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm like, whatever. Your standards is just low. Your standards are just low.
Yeah, it don't count if you take the first thing.
You know what I'm saying?
So
if I'm looking, because I want a king. Well, quite naturally, I'm not going to give him a princess. I'm going to be a queen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there have been women that have been in relationships where they had to take over the head of the house.
Yes.
Because they weren't getting it. They wasn't getting that king like coming to say, hey, baby, you ain't got to work 16 hours while I'm sitting at home playing my video game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I'm only speaking truth because I've seen it happen.
You are.
You know what I'm saying? And she had no other choice but to take control of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying this is for everybody, but you asked the question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the man is going to be the man and run that house when he steps up to do that. And most women will let them and allow them to do that. Like I said, I'm attracted to kings. Mm-hmm. They're going to automatically run it, even though they're going to give me my spot being that queen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make him be all of this. Oh, he's got to do this and he's got to do that. And I'm not giving it back. Mm-hmm. That would be crazy. I'm not going to want a king and then I come in as a princess. No, I got to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then for one thing, I don't know, because sometimes I hear a lot of male chauvinist type of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. I can get that female chauvinist thing going on. You know what I'm saying? Like the one earlier, I woke up next to a 29-year-old, as if that was something to brag about. Yeah. Like you said, what y'all got to talk about? Well, if he's in his 60s and he still can be with a 29-year-old, then that's great. Because guess what? A 29-year-old, yeah, the only thing that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Talking about these young women out here, whatever. Yeah. I mentor women and young women, and I'm sorry, half of them do want children. Mm-hmm. They may trap you, oh yeah, let me get that older dude, let me get that sugar daddy, because he'll take care of these kids. Yeah. And there's some that don't, but there are also other women. So if you're just talking about a 69-year-old woman may not be hot and frisky like that 29-year-old, well then that's a different dude. Say what you really want. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I get young guys coming at me all the time, and it's like, oh man, my conversation gonna be well over his head, and then I don't want to take advantage, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, let some 29-year-old come up in here, I'll be done whopped him, and then he'll be crazy. He'll be like, oh my god, he'll be a stalker, can't get rid of him. So I don't know. Do what you want. You know, I could say I woke up this morning with a 50-year-old, a 35-year-old, and a 29. Yes.
So
why y'all talking mess?
To your point,
I'm just saying. You know, we got to take a break though.
caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm back, Mr. Washington. Thank you so much, Miss Marlah, this morning.
It'll be quick, brother, because we got to go to a break. So,
Miss Marlah is
Yes.
absolutely right. She's absolutely right. I do not disagree with it. But, you know, she knows there are some women that do their teams
Yeah.
and still try to supersede their position. And they got it good. That's the fact I'm talking about. But you're all right this morning. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, that's the good thing. Hey, he had a chance to get back in. You're listening to the Morning Grind, KZI, Miss Marlah in the building. I'm Dapper D. The phones is ringing off the hook.
We
We'll
got
get
grown
to it,
men in the building too.
but we are going to. All right, we have Tameca Jones on the phone. Tameca, how are you doing this morning?
I'm well. Good morning to you.
Hey,
I'm glad that I'm awake.
You are. Hey, whether you wanted it to get going or not, you are officially into your Friday. So, for those who don't
thank you.
know, Tameca Jones, this is a rule-breaking performer. My words. My words. I think I'm gonna say, you love. I'm gonna say to make things your way. You like to do it your way. You want to sing your way. Would that be the way to describe your style?
That is a correct assessment. The trial and error, better or worse. It's funny because recently, since I've been in the studio, like being a studio performer and a live performer are two different beasts. So live performance, I got the vibe, got the flavor, but when you go in the studio, it has to be accurate and vibey as well. So I've been having challenges being accurate, and it's just growth, knowing your weaknesses.
Yeah.
But I love performing live because just sing, and it goes out to the ether, the cosmos. You don't have to hear it back. So yeah, I am a great live performer.
So I want to talk about what you're working on, what you're about, what you currently are going to be performing. But let's start with, where you from?
Do you start with what?
I want to start with, where you from?
Oh, I'm from Austin, Texas. Born and raised.
ATX's own. What high school was that? What high school you come out of?
I went to Bowie.
Oh, okay. Is that?
Yes, Bowie Bulldog. Southside.
Okay, all right. So I like that you are homegrown, a local songstress, if you will. And then I did want to get to what's popping off. What do you got going on now? You got a little something coming up here?
I have a show Saturday.
Oh,
We're going to be playing songs off the album and then doing some live performances as well.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's like a little listening party, a little taste of
Yeah.
what to expect on the last day of February when it's dropping. So yeah.
So, Tameca, I kind of want to know a little bit of like where do you like to be? Because I have seen from an article in the Austin Chronicle about you that you bend and twist covers. Your range goes from Nirvana to Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, I cut my teeth early here doing covers and transforming covers. And my goal was to write original music, but then I was kind of known for the cover girl, which is cool.
Yeah.
But that kind of hinders your career if you're the cover girl.
Yeah.
You can play some, private functions where people are like, oh my God, I can't believe that was actually Nirvana. That was a great take on it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, thanks. So go ahead.
So I'm curious then. So when you do this, when you bend and twist, are you doing it for how it makes you feel, or are you doing it for the crowd reaction? I want to answer before you answer because I want to guess, see if I'm right here. I think you're doing it for the crowd. You're doing it for the gram, right? You like to see them twist with you and their reaction?
No. If I can't feel it, if I can't feel it in my body, I don't do it.
Ah.
It's like I can't fake the funk. So if I when I used to choose a song to cover, if I didn't think I could put color on it or interpret it in a interesting way, then I wouldn't do it. That's why I kind of didn't do Aretha Franklin too much, because you can't improve on Aretha Franklin. You can't even put a twist on it. Like Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
But you could have put a twist on Nirvana and like some Jimi Hendrix. Just like I would say Caucasian music.
Mm-hmm.
You could like color it up and put a twist on it, and then people are like, "Oh my God, I never heard that way." So that's what I like to do. I guess a little bit of both.
Yeah. Now, you had a background. You started in some jazz lanes. You started with a little bit of jazz. So that's again, you're showing us your range there. But so that was your start, jazz?
Yes. Jazz. Yeah, I used to play a few shows here and there. I found jazz. My voice wasn't accurate enough for jazz, and I didn't have the training to dee-bop-dee-bop,
Yeah.
you know, scatting, and jazz has some hard chords. It's like I think it's the ballet of music, because you have to be very, not prim and proper, but it's very strict in my opinion, vocally.
Yeah.
Because I don't like I said, I'm not musically trained, so I think other music is like jazz dancing, and you just can go all over the place, and maybe I didn't have the technical knowledge to do jazz, so it was short-lived.
So there's two things I want to get to. Nowadays, you know, there's a lot of other little venues, but is it true that you joined a band because you saw it on Craigslist?
Yo, you have some deep cuts. Yes, that was my first band before I went solo. It was my first one. I saw them. They had an ad in Craigslist, and I answered the auditions, and we were together. I don't even remember how long we were together. It was like 8 Million Stories was the band. Time is funny to me because I can't even remember last night. I don't know how long ago that was. I think we were together 3 years.
Yeah. Okay.
3 years, maybe. Yeah, time is tricky for me.
Hey, the most important thing is being in that band. You know, that's a starting point, but because that was your first band ever, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was my first time I wrote original songs, I believe.
So that's the starting point, and the most important thing is it gets you reps, because you don't know what you don't know, but after that you knew, and then that guides or shapes you for everything you're going to do after that. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Now,
it built my songwriting muscle.
Oh.
So I didn't. But before the band, I kind of didn't. I wrote little crumbs here and there, but I needed a band to help me flesh out my ideas and explore my true potential.
Yes.
So yeah, it was a good starting off point for sure.
For those that are joining us late, we're talking to Tameca Jones, local Austin songstress, but hey, she done been around the world, and I have a question for her. What was it like living out in San Francisco?
It was expensive and cold.
Yeah.
But it was I don't know. I lived there for maybe 6 months. It's a long story. It's a long story. I went out there with my twins. They kind of hated it.
Yeah.
But it was short-lived, but it was cool to live somewhere else, especially in California. It was like, and the thing about living there that shocked me was they didn't have mosquitoes. People were opening their windows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you can let the mosquitoes in. And they're like, look, there are no mosquitoes here. I was like, what? You can open your window and feel the breeze? Oh my God, without mosquitoes?
Yeah.
And that just shocked me.
Whole nother world. Why there though? If you're going back to Cali, or if that was your first time, why'd you pick there? Because I'm a SoCal guy. I lived out in Los Angeles area, Orange County. And you know, sometimes there's a little bit of division. You're either NorCal or you SoCal. But why'd you pick that place though? I'm curious on how you chose that place.
Well, it was a free ride. There were these fans that saw me at a show, and they were like,
we want to help your career and get you into a different genre of music. It was like house music or something.
Yeah.
And they offered to, fly me and my twins out there, give us a place to live. We lived with them in like this 3-story brownstone. It was basically paid for.
Oh.
A paid move, but they ended up being like, he ended up being like a stoner.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah.
And it just fell apart from there. But it was a cool experience.
Yeah. Well, if that opportunity happens again, if you don't take the twins, take me.
Okay.
Especially if it's a free move. I will get over my SoCal affinity, and I'll be hella NorCal. That's
hey, come on,
that's
man.
NorCal talk.
Switch sides, man.
That's how they do it up there. All right, so little curious also, for those who may be coming in a little bit late. So what's the expectation for your performance that's coming up Saturday? I think you're gonna have a banjo, and we're gonna be doing some Huckleberry Finn stuff. Is that would that be where you would be going?
That is not an accurate assessment.
Okay.
I will be with my keyboard player and co-collaborator and best friend, Jonathan Dees.
Okay.
He's helped me tremendously making this album. We work together so well. It's so organic. We're going to be playing songs off the album and then doing old songs live, just me and him, intimate setting. Yes. He and I have such great chemistry, and I love playing with him. I can't overstate that.
Tameca, I know this happens, and we don't all like it, but what do you get a lot? And even if I'm giving you some name TSD, but when people listen to you, is there something that they say, oh, you sound like, or you remind me of? Does that happen to you? And who would they say?
No.
Yo.
It never happens.
I like that.
One time that someone's like, you sound like Rihanna. I mean, I don't really think so, but I'm glad you do. Yeah. I've never heard that, because I guess my voice and my approach is kind of unique.
Yeah.
Unique. Sorry.
So
yeah.
What would you say you would want to be classified? Are you a soul singer? I like, because sometimes we unfortunately we put labels on stuff.
Absolutely.
But do you have a label, or how do you describe yourself to people?
When I have to check off a genre for like uploading songs or and submitting myself for a festival, I usually say my first genre is soul, my subgenre is pop, like step pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. This album is like all over the place. So, but to label myself, I say soul pop. Yeah, give or take.
Tameca, I think people who may be listening may have missed a fact. So you a mom. You had twins. I don't know what you was thinking there, girl. You could have done that different, but okay, whatever. You just want to show off. I could do twins. Y'all watch this, and then you sent those twins off to college. They should be graduating now. Are we like at that point now? It seems like it. So kudos to you, mama, to getting them in.
Thank you.
But how do you chase your dream, and you a mama? Cause how many people don't talk themselves out of stuff because my kids, and that don't stop me from doing it. But you didn't let that happen. You still out here doing the thing.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot of help, and I was fortunate. So I got pregnant, and when I was a senior at Baylor, and then I moved back home with my mother.
Yeah.
And I had my twins, boy and a girl.
Oh. Show off.
Yes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I stayed with her, and while my twins grew, because I was a single mother. They had a co-creator, not so much as a daddy, a co-creator who gave us measly child support. But anyway, so I stayed with her, and I would play shows and come back and mother my twins. Because I'm also narcoleptic, as I mentioned in our DM.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to drive to a job every day, back and forth in traffic. I mean, it would just kill me. So I started doing a career in music because I figured I could sing and I could make a little money and raise my twins as well.
Yeah.
So I started out doing like as a wedding singer, and it just grew from there.
I want to put something out there. You sound a little humble, but I want people to know when you was at Baylor, you were on your way to be an entertainment attorney. I mean, come on.
You're good.
I want people to know your range. She's smart. That girl's smart. But still, that just tells us how multidimensional you are. You got layers, Tameca. So, what are the other things? What are your influences then? Because it sounds, man, you are all over the place. Sounds like you bring in from here, there, and I believe. But what are your influences? Your life influences?
It was. I mean, up until now, it was about how do I say it? Like sex and lusting and just I don't know. It was more surface material.
Yeah.
Because I was a mother of twins, and they consumed me.
Yeah.
And I didn't have really the time or the range to get deep into the creative well that I am in now. So this album is about gun violence, and also my adventures in LA.
Yeah.
My roommate, who was a character, I wrote a song about him, and my entanglement, wrote a song about him.
Yeah.
So yeah, this album is just really a really deep dive into something that I didn't even know I had, like the writing I didn't know I had, the production I didn't know I had, because I produced a lot of this. I produced all of these songs.
So, IDK live performance.
Yeah.
Tell me how this makes you feel. I'm playing. This here is a live performance. I just want to see. This is her rocking out, y'all.
Scratches on your back. I tell you to leave it and never come back. Sleeping broken.
For those who don't know,
Sing that song.
she's got some dancers on stage with her. There is some short mini skirts, but they ain't stealing the show. That's all I gotta tell you. If I gotta give some visual interpretation. Okay.
Yes.
So that was legit. Okay, so I hate to do this, girl. You do look like Rihanna. It's the look. I'm not gonna say the sound, but when I was looking at this just now, I was like, okay, I mean, I see it, which is a compliment. Rihanna's a beautiful
That's
lady.
high praise.
So
That's high praise.
I mean, but you move on stage, so you're also. Man, you're an entertainer. You're not just standing there stoically hiding behind that little skinny microphone. You got the bop. You got on this long black gown that's dropped to the floor. You out here. Can we look at the backup dancers? Why are you stealing all the shine?
Yeah. Yes.
I
thought I'd do that for. I think it was New Year's Eve. I think that was the New Year's Eve show. I believe. I wanted to do something really. Big production, so I hired these dancers, and they're good. They're great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when you have the opportunities, what would you say? Studio, live performances. What's your fave?
Oh, it vacillates every time. I would say studio now, because I used to love live performances.
Yeah.
And I used to hate the studio because it was a different beast, like I said, and accuracy and training. I was afraid to, get better at singing and consistency. I played live because I was a single mother and I needed to paid for my twins.
Yeah.
So I was always focused on live. But now I'm kind of burnt out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Be quiet, I'm on the phone. It's this cat. Yes, I'm burnt out on the live performances. It's just hard in the city to get people to come out. In my opinion, there's so much competition, and I think a lot of people who moved here didn't move here for the music. They moved here, from Cali, for the bottle service, for the DJs. So it's. I think live music is in hospice care right now, but I love studio work now because I can make songs and then try to place them in television shows and movies and make that fat check without even leaving the comfort of my home. And it's a sure thing.
Yeah. We're talking with Tameca Jones, a local songstress. I mean, she's one of her own. She done been around the world, but I just had to just remind everybody out there that she's ours. She is Austin homegrown. Boo! High school in the building. So 2019, 2020, there's Austin Music Awards, and there's some best vocals, and do people know about you with the music awards?
I have a interesting relationship with the Austin Music Awards.
Uh-huh.
I don't feel they have the best representation.
Yeah.
Of black artists and hip hop and rap, and they kind of lump everybody into one category.
Yep.
And before, growing up in Austin, we're like, oh my God, Austin Music Awards, I have to win it. I have to be the best.
Yes.
But I don't know, my stance on that has changed over the years. You can't be the best at something and think of, I don't know, we are the best we could be every day. So I think awards kind of, taint that. Looking for not justification, but validation in awards. It's just something that I don't strive for personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool that I won it, but it's kind of a shrug shoulder thing.
No, understood. So the Austin Chronicle back in 2019, South by Southwest. This is what they said. For those who are curious, if you joined late, come on, man, y'all done missed out. This is Austin's own. But this is what they said. Philly's got Jill Scott, but Austin boasts Tameca Jones. Austin native and powerhouse vocalist. The queen of Austin soul is blessed with a full-throated voice that can knock over a steer on its way to the high notes. Even the toughest crowds get all hot and bothered. Now,
what a great review. That's really kind. I like that.
The picture that they had, it looked like you got a almost like a leopard print scarf you had on, looked like a fur vest. The hat game is legit. You were on stage performing in that picture, and
that's what's up.
It's important that everyone listening, people all over the world, know what kind of talent we got coming out of Austin. Before we go, I would be remiss if I did not allow the people a chance to follow, participate in the posting. We are in the social media realm right now. How do they stay in contact and get info?
I have an Instagram, Tameca Jones Music. I'm still getting on TikTok. That's really hard for me to keep up with. These old bones. I'm a Gen X, so it's kind of hard for me to keep up with. I think it's Queen Empress Mika. Yeah, that's what I did. Empress Mika on TikTok. I deleted my Facebook page because I was never on it. Never on it. Usually on Instagram or kind of on TikTok. I'm getting a website soon. Tameca Jones Music. Yeah, so any of those platforms.
Well, thank you for joining us, Tameca Jones, Austin's own. You listen to The Morning Grind, KAZI. We're back on the morning grind. KAZI 88.7 FM, top of the hour. Austin, Texas' own. You all the way to the left if you're listening. And if you're not, still put us on in the background. Go do your work. Come back. It's still playing. You ain't gotta do the, let me find it. Let me turn it off. Let me find it. Gonna turn it off. And put us on. Besides, the cubicle next to you might want to hear a little something and know what you're doing. And now y'all got something to talk about. We're going to hit some quick weather. 73 for a high today. Showers early, then cloudy in the afternoon. Wind's going to come out of south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain is 50%. That's high, people. That's high. We're going to get to a low of 62, cloudy skies early, then often on rain showers overnight. Thunder is possible. That's the low of 62. Winds are light and variable. Chance of rain still is 50% there. For those who are out and about in these streets, we got a couple little items there. On RM 620, there's a crash. That's at General Williamson Drive. On FM 734, there's a crash, Palmer Lane at McNeil Drive. There's a building fire on Summer Place Drive at Summerwood Drive. No rubbernecking. Emmanuel Road, there's a crash. That's at Magic Hill Drive. And RM 2244, vehicle fire, Bee Cave Road at Patterson Road. That's still on fire. Owen Tech Boulevard, there's a crash. That's at Corman Drive. And then finally, US 183 toll northbound. There's an obstruction on the road. That's at Manor Road. All right. We are full with people in the studio. I am excited. Miss Marlah, we are blessed to have with us today. We have Amara Johnson and we have Zell Miller the third.
Yes, sir.
So it's 9 o'clock. So you're already into the day, but how is the day up to this point?
It's going good. It's early.
Are y'all early morning people?
I'm not.
I am actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're doing good because we were welcomed beautifully over here at the KZI studios by beautiful staff and folks, and we home. It felt good. So,
That's right, you
so
home.
we doing we feeling really good.
Miss Marlah, he said beautiful. So I don't just have a radio voice.
Yeah.
He's saying that
Exactly.
we were okay on the eye. That's all I need for the rest of the day.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you, brother.
I heard you earlier, and oh my God, I don't care. Babies are all beautiful. Tell me. What if the baby is ugly?
I was just trying to be provocative and get the people going. Yeah, but not my best moment. Hopefully, Mama wasn't listening at that point.
See,
because I'm gonna get a smack upside the head. Speaking of beautiful people, Zell, God, see, Amara thought I was gonna go with her, but so Zell,
Yes,
Zell
sir.
Miller the third. I appreciate that. There were two before you. Would you say that you would want to keep going with the fourth?
I do have a fourth.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 24.
So you didn't mind?
No, I
going
didn't
in.
mind at all.
Does he mind?
He doesn't mind at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just legacy,
Absolutely.
and it's nice to represent that.
Absolutely.
Lineage.
Yes, sir.
Who wants to be ashamed of that?
Oh my God.
So you guys are here. We're going to talk about Ballot Eats the Bullet.
Yeah,
You
baby.
matter.
You matter.
Yes, you
And
matter.
This is You Matters on stage at Hyde Park Theater.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at Friday, March 1st.
21st.
So-
Thursday, March 21st, and
Thursday,
we run
March
through March 9th.
Okay.
Thursday,
okay.
Friday, Saturday shows, 8 o'clock p.m.
I appreciate that. So, what are we looking at here? What's the expectation? If a person knew nothing about what was in store, how would you guys describe?
You want to jump into it?
Yeah, I would say that it's a collection of pieces, maybe poems. Some people would say. I always say, or I've been telling people, it's sort of an ode to Black women.
Yes.
And all that they do, the things that they go through, the weight that they carry throughout the day, recognizing them, just a bunch of different things, really. There's a lot to expect with this show. It's no scene or poem is all the same. We're bringing a light to a lot of different topics here at this show.
So
Yeah.
I would say yes, and
Yeah.
So Ballad Eats the Bullet, You Matter
Yeah.
is a choreo poem.
I was getting ready to say it's a choreo poem.
In the vein for color girls who committed suicide when
Yes.
the rainbow was enough.
Okay.
It is an ode to black women, one of the most silent voices in America.
Come on.
And this is our opportunity to say to them, we see you, we hear you, we honor you. And this play, these vignettes that these amazing performers are doing. Amara is one. We also have Chelsea Manasari.
Yes.
We have Amaya Bird. And they are just phenomenal performers. I'm the writer, director. And so this was my opportunity to, as a black son, as a son of a black mother, as a father of a black daughter, as a husband to an Afro-Latina, it is my opportunity to say to black women that you matter. And that's why we put you matter at the end of it.
Yes.
Because it's sad that we have to say that in this day and age.
Come on.
But this is an opportunity to honor you,
Yes.
the trauma you have been through, the joys that you experience, and the beauty and brilliance who you are. And in the play we say, a black woman saved my life, and that is real as real can get.
Yeah.
Come on.
So
it's awesome.
We're
That's
also
awesome.
gonna have Janine Doc.
Jenny Doc Kruger.
Yeah.
Doc.
So with this gentleman said that he wrote and directed. For those who don't know, Austin Arts Hall of Fame artist Zell Miller III.
Yes,
That's I wanted people to know that, and then there's going to be some writing contributions from award-winning author and playwright.
Oh yeah, Ann Winter.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
this is exciting.
I was gonna be
It's
like,
very
I was gonna
exciting.
start bragging. I was gonna brag because see, you gotta understand. This man right here, this is family right here.
No.
You
100%.
understand?
100%.
And for the arts culture,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know you had history.
Oh,
I know,
my goodness.
I know you knew him. I thought Zell Miller III. It sounds like somebody nobody knows. But
not around Austin, baby.
wow,
Not around Austin.
that is
let
cool.
me tell you.
How far back?
Oh my God!
You guys
the
and your
90s.
connection.
Yeah, I would
Almost
say late 80s.
Late 80s.
Late 80s.
Yes. When I first got here.
Absolutely.
And you know, some of us met each other like Richard, you know,
Absolutely.
from like the Catfish Poets.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
you know, it was the Catfish Poets that gave me that lift to
Yes, ma'am.
to perform my own poetry, to speak my own words.
Yeah.
You know, I was a writer, but I was all like keeping it to myself. But Evelyn, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
She gave me that push. You need to do that yourself. You know, you need to perform and you need to get your own words out, because I was kind of shy with that. I could do everybody else's. And For Colored Girls was one of those first theater pieces back in Chicago
Yes.
that I did. So when I was reading, I was like, oh, this is a choreo poem. This is going to be awesome.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And for you to even give that honor to Nsazaki Shange.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm still trying to get my book back. I done had 2 of those books. And every time I loan them out, they don't come back.
Likewise. Likewise.
But you know, so this is something that I want to go like take big groups of people to Hyde Park.
That would be
to
awesome.
Come see it. Like
That
meet
would be
me
awesome.
there.
Yes.
We have to see this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
y'all, the 80s. Y'all go back to the 80s.
late 80s.
Late 80s.
We wasn't nothing but 12.
It counts. Well, that's why I wanted to make sure I help Amara out. For those who don't know, she a similar like fresh face looking at Amara. Let me explain something to you. The 80s was a decade that saw a dominance of conservatism and free market economics and socioeconomic change due to advances in technology and a worldwide move away from planned economies. You get it now?
I understand. I hear you loud and
Your
clear.
history lesson is complete.
All right, noted.
And there might have been a bunch of neon on Miss Marla's body at that time too. You don't have to tell us, Zell.
Fuchsia.
Maybe-
I definitely had a curl work, and I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. And I had it banged to the side, and I dyed it with peroxide, like Prince. I ain't ashamed. I ain't ashamed at all.
I dig it.
because the young bucks that was looking up to you, we wanted the same thing.
Yes,
if our
sir.
mama would have let us.
Absolutely.
If mama would have let us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got to drop some more.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
need to drop some more. Wait, see. I know. Wait.
What?
Wait. Because the people, the artists,
Yeah.
the beautiful women that are
Absolutely.
going to be performing, you know, some of them I'm just meeting. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But like Doc,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yep.
When she
Neo
realized-
Soldier.
When she realized who I was, she almost cried.
That was funny.
When she came to the station,
Uh-huh.
she looked. Zell's like, and this is Miss Marlah. We get ready to shake it. And I said, she know who I am. And when she looked in my face, she was like, oh my God. Because it was then, like in the 90s, when I used to just braid her hair.
Yes, ma'am.
part of the children's theater.
Absolutely.
With outreach production and
shout out to Deborah.
Right, shout out to Deborah.
Absolutely.
And so I had like young actors over, over at my house because my daughter was part of all of that.
Yes, ma'am.
And so they spinning it. And when she realized, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I know her." Yes, and then Nook's daughter.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! So everybody, what
Absolutely.
I'm saying. Nook is an ATX phenomenon when it comes to hip hop.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Doing his thing. I remember
and bringing Jump On It to the people in an area where the city of Austin didn't always feel like they needed to support us.
Yes.
He brought that there, and he continues to do it. So shout out to Nook.
I remember being there at one of his first meetings of Jump On It, and he was like, "This is what I want to do.
Yep.
I'm gonna need all y'all to help." And now his daughter. You guys understand? Like Nook, when he was in high school, his mom. We had like
Miss Sharon. Absolutely.
Yes, we had a studio at the house, and so Nook would come to the house and work in the studio trying to make beats and trying to work with that stuff. And me and Sharon be sitting there, in the living room because both of us was young. We were young mothers, and to see him grow into really, last year it was like a whole week of events that he had.
Absolutely.
I was just excited. But now his daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
His daughter is like featuring.
Yes.
It's premiering. This will be her first time
first
on
joint. Absolutely.
stage.
And she's killing
awesome.
it. She's killing it.
How awesome.
She's killing it. It's unbelievable the amount of talent that's in the room. And I said this on another interview earlier where I was talking about how like sometimes as a director, like I'm watching them do their work and I literally get lost and then they stop and they're like, "Are we supposed to do this?" And I'm like, I don't know. Let me look at my script because I was like really into what you guys were doing, man. And
wow.
And it just happened really coolly and like to meet Amara and again somebody I didn't know, but Ken Webster of Hyde Park Theater was like, "Hey," when I told him what I wanted to do, he was like, "There is an actress. You need to reach out to her." And she came and auditioned and just blew the world open.
Amara J. You blow her.
Thank
now
you.
superstar. I love superstars. And now they know. So I really like the explanation that I have here. This engaging choreo poem fuses jazz aesthetic movement, elegant melodic voices, and 4-part harmonies, truth-laced spoken word, beautifully crafted vignettes that engage all 5 senses and paint a portrait of what it means to be a black woman in America.
Yep.
The piece openly confronts topics such as identity, politics, healthcare, relationships, love, and police brutality, all told through a lens of tough love with a side of humor.
Yes, sir.
Man, y'all got me. Yeah. Fine, Amar. I will show up.
Please.
You got me.
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity for not just black women, but black people in general to feel seen.
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. It's a mirror. It shines a light on a lot of things. I think some stuff that some people don't even think about really. And I think that's why I think it's for black women, but everybody needs to see it. And,
Exactly.
So
and that, because just a yes and on that with Amar, because the condition of black women was not made by black women.
Come on.
So everybody who has been responsible for the condition of black women need to understand what black women really need to say, hear, feel, and that is why everybody needs to come see this production. It is a cultural experience. You are safe in your chair. You can experience, and then our hope is that you go out and you have conversations, and through conversations we can make change. But until we understand exactly what has happened and what the condition of black women are, we can't have the conversation because there is a level of ignorance about the conditioning, and even going back to the feminist movement. Black women got taken out of that. The suffrage movement. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Harriet, they had to tell them, ain't I a woman?
Right.
Ain't I a woman? I'm the same thing.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to talk about race. They didn't want to bring that up. So it's time. It's past the time that we begin to have the conversation so that we can make change. My 16-year-old daughter, by the time she's 30, I hope it's a different world.
Yeah.
And that she's not having to step in the room or have somebody tell her, you matter. And that's the sad case.
Yes.
For black people, period, that we have to make that statement. We matter, really, like in 2024, but it's real. And so that is what this production is really confronting. But I don't want people to get freaked out because it's also funny.
Yeah.
there are some
Very
moments
entertaining.
that are hilarious. We talk about there's a piece where we're talking about the black super who's a black superhero
Yes.
who can be a black superhero,
Yes.
and they talk about Storm and this little black
yeah.
boy on the
Yeah.
playground.
Oh, yeah.
He tells these black girls, you can't be black, you can't be superhero because you ain't got long white girl hair. And these black girls let him know what time it is.
I love that piece. That piece. I really like that piece because I think it shows an innocence too that I
See.
think black people sometimes don't. I feel like sometimes they're robbed of that. They're allowed to be, you know, from the jump. Black people have to deal with so much, even as children.
Yes.
So I think that piece
Yes.
is very beautiful because it shows that we are allowed to be childish. We have that
on.
imagination, you know.
That's right. How
Which
beautiful.
is, yeah, it's great.
Well, since you said the word, you senior year looking Amara Johnson sitting up in here. That just brings me to the point, Zell.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm making fun of how fresh faced and youthful Amara is. I don't know. She literally could be 30.
Black don't crack.
She may have some oil Olay in her pocket right now.
Because
She's
Zell
cheering on.
tripped me out when he told the age of his son. I was like, wait a minute, I
know.
remember
Yes,
when he
ma'am.
was born.
and then he got this 16-year-old.
Oh, my God.
So how do you, as the writer and director, how are you blending all this when you got the young cats and I don't even know the ages of everybody else, but especially you're definitely not her age. You
No.
said you was doing things in the 80s.
Yes, sir.
Which tells me, Marla said y'all were 12.
Yes, sir.
If I do that math, you're from a different generation.
Yeah.
So how do you do that as a director? Is that challenging to bring everyone together for that vision with all their different?
Not for this particular piece. It's super easy because the things that Amara was dealing with, I would just step out there. I have two younger cast members. I have two middle-ish cast members.
Yeah.
They have dealt with the same things. The reason I wrote this play was to honor my mother. God rest her soul.
Yes.
She dealt with the same thing. I
See?
wrote this play to honor my mentor, who actually, really quickly, her name is Lori Carlos. God rest her soul.
Yes.
She was the original Woman in Blue for Color Girls
Yes,
on Broadway.
yes.
And that is who mentored me. So that jazz aesthetic movement, she taught it to me. And it's about breath. And so it's a
Right.
three-dimensional way to tell stories.
Yes.
And so we have to break that idea of Western theater where I'm talking, no one does nothing. But as people of color, like with the way I explained it to Amara and the cast was, it's like holidays. When you walk into a house on the holidays, there are people in the kitchen, somebody's watching TV, kids are running around, all these things are happening, but we're still able to connect and move, and
Yes.
we go into the next room.
Yes.
And so that is what doing the jazz aesthetic
It's
is
jazz.
like. It's you could be looking
Exactly.
at you could be looking at the person speaking, but there are going to be other people doing things, and it's going
Right.
to pull your attention. So it's going to make you, as an audience member, have to be intelligent about the way you're perceiving this work. And we know that Austin audiences are way beyond intelligent.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
but go back to your question. No, not hard at all, because the condition and the situations that they have, my mother dealt with,
Yes.
her mother dealt
Come on
with,
now.
her mother dealt with,
Yes.
her mother dealt with.
Come on now.
So we still here because we haven't
We're
fixed
still
it.
dealing.
Yes, ma'am.
We are still dealing.
From day one. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
And it was cool to hear conversations between Amara and Amaya and Doc and Chelsea,
Yes.
like how they would talk about different things, and so they would talk about different situations that have happened that are like similar to what's going on in the play.
Yes.
But again, she dealt with it the way and it's the same thing. So no, it was very, very easy.
Then I want to do the same thing with Amara. Amara, you got this old head. You got this production. He may not even know what a TikTok is. Did you feel that you felt embraced? We even said seen, but what are some of the things that you thought that you were able to help Zell with? Because Zell didn't live your life. He
Right.
lived everybody else's life. Were there any moments when you were like, okay, I know I'm a young buck, but I'm about to put him on to this?
Yeah,
Did you have a moment like that?
I would say not just me, everyone else in this play as well we've had one or two moments where we'll have something maybe in the writing or the choreography, and we'll just feel inspired by our own experiences to maybe add on or adapt or change things about the show. And Zell has been so courteous to obviously let our light be shine on. Yeah, I mean,
Zell, I thought you'd be a dinosaur.
No, a great director.
Yes, it is.
It is. It's really he's been so open and accepting of. I mean, obviously man wrote the show. Like,
Right,
what's he
right.
gonna do? Speak over us? It's like crazy.
Yes.
You know, that's not one to do that. And he's done an amazing job to create a space where we feel seen and heard. And not that there's very many things that we felt like, you know, we're wrong here, but there are some things maybe we're like, well, actually, you know, you may think it's this way, but actually it's a little bit more of something like this, you know, or there's, it makes us feel like this, or we act like this. Well, people think we may act one way, but it, you know.
And how honest. How honest.
Yeah.
Because even though you're giving, you know, homage to women, you're still a man.
Absolutely.
Who you know, you've seen what it's gone through, and you're a father knowing what your daughter is going through. You know, but to have that openness to listen to your female performers makes you such a great director.
And we talk about that in the show too. It is just that femininity is important overall, and men and women, and embracing that is important because that's how you see the lens through the, you know, other gender. And so, you know, Zell does an amazing job at that.
Oh, thank you, sis.
He's still doing business.
So what I'm doing now is I'm making sure. See, I gave the pen and paper to Amara because I got to get all that social media info. We're gonna take a group photo, and then we're gonna post it on our page, and then we're gonna tag so everybody can follow all of us. But I put that pen and paper. You saw that, Marla? I didn't give it to Zell, the dinosaur. Amara, see, look, she pulled out the phone.
I know. I gotta make sure I know what my Instagram is.
Exactly. See, I know mine. Mine's is Miller Zell, bro. At Miller Zell.
Do you know anybody else's?
Oh yeah.
Okay. See, every time I try to sell you short,
No.
Zell Miller the third. This
He don't know.
He don't know.
He don't know.
I'm learning.
He don't know.
But I'm learning. I'm a quick study, and I'm getting that. So Zell, I really like this energy. I really like what's going on. You know, what your peers or what your underlings. Sorry, Mara, if that's a bad thing to say, but what your coworkers say about you is key. And everything that she said just leads me to a place of reverence for what you're doing here. I have two sisters.
Yes, sir.
I'm a girl dad.
Yeah.
And my oldest, you know, she's young, but my oldest, I'm constantly asking her about what she is for the world.
Yeah.
We do a lot of, I coach youth sports. We do a lot of sports. And the first thing, people always want to come up to my daughter and they want to touch her hair.
Yes.
And I'm always explaining to her about that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make her bitter going out into the world.
Right.
I do want her to be aware.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to
we're
understand.
not a petting zoo.
That ain't
Absolutely.
that's not okay.
Right.
So would you say, and you're a girl dad, you've got the 16-year-old.
Yes, sir.
So would you say that is where this is this is actually going to culminate? The summit of all this is your participation in awakening and encouraging, educating, if you will.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's edutainment. I take
Yes.
that. I steal that from the mighty KRS-One. Feel about him however you feel about him. He's one of the greatest MCs ever touched the mic, in my opinion. But I'm old, so what do you know? Anyway,
He said it. Amara, he said it. He said
I
it.
say it all the time.
I don't be claiming that old
I
stuff.
say it all the time. I say it all the time. I have no problem with it. But yeah, man. So it's and that's why I think everyone should come and get into this cultural experience, because there are things you're going to learn in this piece, and we talk about that, some of that. We didn't really get it. So and again, when you say you send your babies out into the world, that's what I'm teaching my 16-year-old. You don't have to be bitter, but you need to be aware of everything around it and how it all connects and how it all leads to your voice being silenced. And you have to be ready to stand up. And people are going to tell you, they're going to try to put you in that stereotype, which we talk about in the piece. You're an angry black woman. No, you're not angry.
God, yes.
You're not an angry black woman. You're an aware black woman.
Hello.
You are a confident black woman.
Educated
and you're
black
able
woman.
to stand up for yourself because nobody else is going to do it.
Hello.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last Friday we were talking about teaching our children about independent thinking.
Yes, ma'am.
And I love just having conversation with you of how you have done that with your children.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And especially us raising, black children in America,
Yes.
because we can't just be swayed to what media constantly tells us. Look what's going on now with social media.
Absolutely.
And children, wanting to take their lives because of that kind of craziness.
Absolutely.
We have to get into our kids' heads and we have to embrace them and empower them and let them think, maybe everybody's saying this, but you think
Absolutely.
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
do your research
Yeah.
and you think differently and
Yes.
listen to, and they will listen and appreciate their parents a heck of a lot better when we start putting, because we're teaching them to be leaders of themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
When we talk about independent thinking.
Yep.
What you think,
Yeah,
Amar?
I'm thinking that especially now, I mean, I don't want to get into anything too crazy, but I think education, especially now these days, you know, it's being construed to a certain
Yes,
way. You know, the
yes.
information is no longer accessible,
Oh my gosh.
especially for young people in schools now. I mean, the thing that I was learning were already construed as a child.
Exactly,
Like, I do my
yeah.
own research as an older
Hello,
woman, and I'm
yes.
like, whoa, no one was telling me this.
Right.
So I think that's one of the important things about this show, and especially like you're talking about social media. It's so important for anybody, but Black women especially, to go out, do their own research, watch, you know, media from other Black women, and learn things that they need to go through their life, because
Right.
our experience is different than other people's experience,
is.
and so it's important
is.
to go
Yes.
and see shows and watch videos and listen to
Exactly.
music around your own
Exactly.
experience, because then that way you can feel seen and heard.
And so what age would I say, maybe that, like maybe 16 and up, 18 and up for this play?
Yeah, so that I want to make sure that we say that there is strong language and there are adult themes. So I
Yes.
leave that up to the parent.
parents. Yeah,
I leave
okay.
that up to the parent or the guardian.
Okay,
Now, I'm an artist.
Yes,
Father.
right.
So my daughter has read this script.
See,
At one point, my daughter was going to be in the script, and then I
Okay.
had to be like, "No, you're 16. I got him." You know what I mean?
Yes.
But she will be there.
Yes.
That's the type of artist parent
Hello.
that I am.
Hello.
But it is adult language.
You're right.
It is strong, and it's a 2-act play. So we asked you come back at the intermission. That piece that is the first act.
Yes.
Come on back, because I know the piece that ends the first act.
Yes.
It's going. You got to strap in on that one.
Whoa, we just have, it's going to be a bumpy ride, baby.
We appreciate
'Cause
you
we-
guys coming in today. We only have 20 seconds
Yes, sir.
left.
Okay.
Friday. So this is going to be from February 22nd to March 9th.
Yep.
Ballot Eats the Bullet. You Matter. This is going to be at the Hyde Park Theater, 511 West 43rd, Austin, Texas. Email poetzell@gmail.com. The time's going to be from 8 p.m. to 10. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Right here on 88.7 FM, KAZI.
Happy Friday. You are tuned into the morning grind. It's your girl, Miss Marlah here. And today I am celebrating Black businesses. I got some guests that I want to introduce you guys to. I'm going to go ahead and do a little mic check and let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
How you doing? My name is Ronnie Jackson. I'm the owner of Jackson Barbershop, 3118 Manor Road, Manor Plaza, next to the Heavy Hertz Equipment. Been there for the last 8 years. Family-oriented barbershop. Bring your mom, bring your dad, grandpa, grandma. We cut it all. We cut all styles of hair. We use the razor. We're off into a little bit of everything that goes along with being in a barbershop.
Oh, all right now. You said 8 years you guys been, you had your shop. Well, that's amazing because a lot of business can't make it past 2. You got some secrets?
The secret is treat everybody like how you want to be treated.
I know,
And if
that's
you
right.
treat everybody the way you want to be treated, you will bring back the people you're supposed to bring back.
That's right. That's
We-
what I'm talking about. Yes, yes.
We have definitely been blessed through the pandemic. For the last 3 years, I have seen the business go down,
Yeah.
but to be able to come back and have a stable business with 4 more barbers, it has been a blessing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And where you guys located again?
We're on 38118 Manor Road in the plaza next to the Heavy Hertz Equipment on the right-hand side. If
Okay.
you're headed west.
Yes. Okay. You know, KZ, I know where that's at. Jackson Barbershop. Tell me, do you have this kind of environment where you guys sitting around and you're chopping it up about what's going on, about work, and you men do a little gossiping like women do?
Men do gossip, but we don't gossip the same way women do. what we talk about in the barbershop, we always say stays in the barbershop. So with us having that code,
Yes.
I would definitely say we don't gossip.
I see that. I see. Wow. How long have you been a barber before you opened up your own shop?
I have been a barber for the last 24 years. I opened up my own shop in the last 8 years.
Okay.
I had a chance to work at Marshall's Barbershop for 16 years which was a great start. The community was absolutely awesome. The east side of Austin is an awesome place to have a business.
Yes.
The good Lord has watched over the barbershop businesses for many years on the east side, and I pray that we'll all say the same thing, that we have all been safe for us being barbers, knowing that our community watches over us. I just want to say the best thing in the world is giving someone a haircut, and when they came in, they wasn't feeling so good, and then you give them that mirror and they're feeling like $1 million, even though they may not have $1 million, but they feel like $1 million. To have that privilege is awesome.
What a service. You know, like you said, could be down and out, looking at my head, but let me go take care of this. So you do the whole thing, like, my son, he can come up in and get his hair cut, and he might need his beard trimmed up and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, ma'am. We specialize in beard trimming. We do shampoos, washing, drying. We do a little bit of everything. We are a full-fledged old school barbershop.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come in for that good old talk that you can't get unless you go around some wisdom.
See. And do you have women coming up there in there also?
Yes, ma'am. We have women coming there, so we do respect.
Yes.
At all times, our women.
I know that's right. Wow. I'm sitting here talking with Mr. Jackson Barbershop right there at 3118 Manor Road in Austin, Texas. Just in case you're listening, you might be somewhere like in Sacramento or maybe the ATL, and you come in town and you might just be looking, hey, where's the nearest barber? Well, we're just giving that information out. So, wow, yes. You guys do all that service. That's great. You said, now I heard you say you use the razor. And so, and that's a little, you said blade. Did you say that? Like, it's because, yes,
ma'am. We use a razor blade.
It had that blade going up against some little leather strap.
We don't have to use the same blade anymore. So we take the blade and we dispose of it.
Yes.
Disposal, but we do use the straight razor.
Okay.
We will give you that old-fashioned shave that is smooth.
Wow. Some of us women, we like a little sexy bald head.
Yes,
so you get it all nice and smooth and shiny and stuff.
Smooth like a baby's butt.
How awesome. Let's go ahead. Tell them again about, coming in and where it's at and who you are before we end this.
Jackson Barbershop, 3118 Manor Road, next to the Heavy Hertz equipment. I am Ronnie Jackson, the owner of the barbershop. Been in business for the last 8 years, and just want to say thank you, God, to the community. Thank you for the support.
Wow, that was awesome. I thank you for sharing that information. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. You tune into the Morning Grind.
That's Morning Sun, back from 2015. Robin Thicke. Man, that came in nice. Like the Morning Sun.
Yes.
Feels good on your face. That was a good interview.
Thank you, Jackson.
I'm gonna tell you, I take a straight razor.
I like. You take that straight razor.
I do take the straight razor, but I dare not try to shave myself with it. I'll line myself up. I'll clean some stuff up.
Yeah.
But nah, I can't shave, beard, mustache. Nah, man, it's also scary to do it yourself.
See,
you right there on the Adam's apple.
Hey, he said they do a traditional way,
Yeah.
and then he still take care of all the things, and
that's the
our new way of doing things. Because I was like, all I can remember is the blade going up and down that leather. He was like, we have disposables. We don't have to use that same one. And I loved it, and I love just hearing about that's why I was like, do you guys gossip in the barbershop like women do? He said, not like you women. I just thought it was so great. And he's like, I was like, what's your secret? You know what I'm saying? 8 years in the community, and for some businesses, they can't get past 2.
Yeah.
And, he was like, you gotta love and appreciate the people. And
Yeah.
he's like, thank God for the community. He giving it up to the higher power. That's why he was he's still so successful.
That word of mouth
Come
will
on now.
drive the business.
Hello.
Because you love to go and share with somebody
Yes.
about your great experience.
Yes.
Nobody want to keep that to themselves.
Exactly.
And when you out there with a good cut, trust me,
And
someone
looking good.
always asking
Come
you.
on.
So I hate to do this part as the segue, but you know how for Super Bowl week, there's a lot of questions going in. One came to Travis Kelce, number 87, the tight end. Unfortunately, I have to, again, remind people he is the boyfriend of Taylor Swift. And on February 1st, he was asked, hey, so did you invent the fade haircut? He said, hold on, man.
Don't get me started.
You're not going to do that to me. Not on February 1st, not Black History Month. I did not invent.
Exactly.
There is no cultural appropriation over here.
Right.
I asked for a 2 and a taper. He said a 1, but I don't. Nah, I did not invent it. I just asked for it. But if you need a good fade, I got a place I can tell you to go back in Kansas City where I go, named Patty's. So he even name dropped it.
Right.
But he said, nah, I don't want that smoke. We not doing that. You're not going to get me caught up.
So, you guys in your sports.
Yeah.
I be tickling the daylights out of me. And it's much, if I don't have a team in there, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. Unless I'm putting some money down on the bet.
Yeah.
Because I have won off a couple. But only because on a couple of I can't even think of what it's getting ready to call.
Some parlays on
Super Bowls.
Yeah. Well, see,
and I only because I be listening to you guys, be like, what are they saying? Who do they think? And I get on there.
I have
to watch my gambling, and because when you hit, you get a little addicted.
Yes, you do.
You get a little addicted.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You want to
Thank
know.
God I'm in Texas, and when I was, I was like, what you mean I can't? What you mean I can't bet?
Yes.
But I was in Illinois betting, so it was a little different. You know
No,
what I'm
when
saying?
you hit, the first thing you say is, man, I should have put more on it.
Exactly.
And then you say, well, what if I'm on a hot streak? What if I'm hot right now? So that's it. So I was curious. I was asking about people who have had the opportunity to go to these parties. There are also little parlays, little games that we do at the Super Bowl parties too. All right, next touchdown. Whoever picks the next touchdown or the next field goal and can pick the yardage or be closest to the yardage, we'll give you, whatever. We'll give you $10, $15, $25. So that's some fun stuff people may not know of.
Right.
I'm just trying to tell people to get out here and be social, because it ain't just, you ain't got to be a sports head. So
yeah, we'll take this last caller, and then I have some information.
Okay, caller, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Hello, Miss Marlah and Dapper Doug.
Hey,
how you doing? Happy Friday to you.
I am very impressed in the last two shows. Yesterday was a very great conversation and show, and today was too. I'm glad that we're showcasing black-owned businesses, because I'm glad that we're maintaining and preserving something.
Yes.
And I just want to say that happy birthday to all the Aquariuses. I celebrated my birthday yesterday. I'm 41.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated.
Yes. I just want to say a few things about just real quick. We need to be monitoring our social media with our children, because there's predators on there that's luring them in for sex trafficking and all that, and exploitation, and we wonder why they come up missing. So I think we need to be a little bit more restrictive for our kids.
That's right.
To have cell phones, because there is an attack on the social media. There's always sharks floating. Also, we're having a lot of dead males found in the downtown river.
I said that. That's right.
They're not. I don't think it's isolated. There has to be a serial killer out there.
I said the same thing.
Absurd. We keep finding dead. They're all men, and they're all the same time of night in one location.
Come on.
And when you have a trend and pattern, a sequence, there's something going on. So I'm going to tell all the men around the river, Holly Street, and Rainy Street to be careful, because someone's out there taking their lives.
I appreciate you saying that.
And I also want to say that shout out to Houston Tilton. And I won't thank KZI for putting the spotlight on Houston Tilton, because I feel like Houston Tilton is invisible in Austin.
Come on.
And the only people that really mention Houston Tilton is KZI, so I really thank you that.
Yeah.
I want to send shout out to Village and Newspaper.
Yes.
Newspaper.
Yes,
and I want to tell everybody, go support your local black businesses.
Come on.
Barbecue, anything.
That's right.
That's right. Place out there on, what's that, beer garden out there? Felicia.
Hyder.
Hey, if they don't know, they better go check on
Black
Felicia.
History Month. Make sure you keep your money black.
Come on.
And it's the best way
I
to
love
fight
it.
racism is to make your money racist.
That's
So
right.
just keep your money in your hands, in your people, and your community, and that way we can generate wealth and be the fountain of prosperity.
That's right.
And I want to thank you, Ms. Laura, for your interview. Your interviews are always great, insightful, and informative. I want to thank you, Dapper Doug, and I'm glad you healed and got well. We miss you, and I look forward to hearing your sports program.
Oh, great! Hey.
And I'm not Swifty. I'm black. I'm all like Beehive. I like Beyonce.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't
All
nothing
right
wrong.
now. All right. We got much
I am
love for
pro
you.
Negro.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Love you back more. Oh my goodness, how awesome. I love our people.
Hey,
I
that's a
love our
great
people.
final call.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's like a dunk at the end of the game.
Come
You
on
just
now.
gonna hang on the rim.
Bam. You know, that's why I said I love our people. I
Yeah.
love it. I just want to because it is like that Black History. It's Black History at KZI every day.
Yeah.
But we do celebrate it during this month because we got to remind you why you have to celebrate it every day. It's like how we celebrate, our Latino culture at certain times, our Asian culture and everyone else. But I especially always love this. But I do want to give deep love, deep love to the Madison family. Joe Madison, the Black Eagle and the Black Eagle Radio. He was a legend and an activist, and he has since passed. I want to give big love to his family. Joe Madison was the award-winning radio legend and social activist, also known as the Black Eagle, who, oh my goodness, his live morning show helped bring attention to pressing human and civil rights issues. He died Tuesday before, following a year-long battle with prostate cancer. Men, please always get yourself checked so that we could try to handle things early and so that we don't keep losing our black men to that prostate cancer. He was 74. So, it's like, whoa. But he is a legend, and it's just supporting, our black radios. Awesome, because, people don't understand. I'm doing a presentation coming up next week for Black History for Black Radio, and you don't understand how our legends and our trailblazers help. We didn't have a voice, even like KZI. There wasn't a voice for us, and it was because of Black Radio. Let me tell you, if it wasn't for Black Radio, that march on Washington wouldn't have went as successful. And most of the marches and even MLK had a Black radio show. You know what I'm saying? Where he gave information, and talked about different things. So, big ups to Joe Madison, and much love to the family, for losing such a legend in his own time, to be that activist and to be on the radio. I think even Roland Martin gave a whole hour dedication. You guys can go watch that on Roland Martin's little podcast. He did a big dedication, just giving more information and going into the history, of Mr. Madison, the Black Eagle. So I had to get that love out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, he was awesome. He was awesome, and he was 74 when he passed. That's a for some of us that may say, oh, he was old. No, some of us, that's young.
Yeah,
that's young. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I got an uncle in his 80s.
Exactly.
And the longer he goes, the better I feel about my chances.
That's right. So, woo, yes. So. It is about that time.
It is. Unfortunately, it was great today. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Shout out again to Zell Miller III. He is the writer and director. Ballot eats the bullet.
Yes.
You matter.
Yes.
I am excited about this production, and it's a celebration of Black herstory.
Yes,
most importantly.
That's right. Her story.
Those
you better know that.
Those that were listening, I'm glad you made it. And if you missed it, so now you're gonna have to go ask somebody.
And
what
you
y'all
listen,
doing.
because they're good thing that they are sponsoring KZI, with us, and we appreciate that. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? It's like we all partner together, and you don't have to be a black business to partner with us.
Nope.
But we do appreciate our black business because we like to pump them up. You know what I'm saying? We love to educate our community about what's going on, especially from the culture arts, from just businesses, like speaking with Mr. Jackson, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just like our last, caller, it's like we have to support each other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like one time my friend wanted to open up a black hair care. So we go and we research into marketing. There's marketing companies telling, and oh my gosh, just to see how many thousands and thousands of dollars that we spend on hair care, and it was not even coming to us. It's like, well, what the?
Yeah.
But it's always about that opportunity. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And it's like, she was like, see, this is why I got to get into the business, because we're putting our monies elsewhere, instead of our own communities.
Yes.
And we have to support that's the only way we can grow, you guys.
Agreed.
That's the only way we can grow.
You can't have a Black Wall Street unless the money is flowing.
Yes, and I'm so excited even about even up there, Black Wall Street original, that there is a show, and what's that cute dude? Look at me. He was in
which
Best
one?
Man. I know, right? He was, I think, Best Man. He was
with the eyes.
He was the one that died in Boys in the Hood. They killed. What was his name?
Ricky.
Ricky. So
Morris Chestnut.
Yes, right. Morris Chestnut.
Yeah.
And he's hosting this show, and it's what it's doing is showing all of the different businesses that are now coming about on that Wall Street that they burned down, and everybody that's there that's recreating and building. And so it's exciting to see.
Yeah, no, the previous show that aired right before us today also went into depth, which was great to listen to. So, man, we putting it on y'all today. I hope y'all keeping up out there. So, Ms. Marlah, I know you're gonna take us on out.
Yeah, you got any positive words you want to tell everybody before we go?
Yeah, I want to say that there is an opportunity. Sometimes, as the older generation, we always want to say, "Oh, it's generational." We want to make fun of the youth, but I want to embrace Zell Miller III and his fluidity to be able to bridge that.
Yes,
he wasn't an ageist.
Right.
He said, "Nah, I'm gonna get a little bit of this, a sprinkle of that," and
That's
he brought it all together, and he's making it work because everybody got a message.
Come on.
It's different.
Come
So
on.
whatever you did in your time, that's great. But that ain't the now time. And if we want the now time, the young generation, new generation to hear it, then they got to be brought in.
Come on now.
So
that's right.
appreciate what he's doing.
So, like I always say, I don't need you to be out there spreading all the nasty germs. Wash your hands. Wash your hands and do what's right, because it is that time of the year. Everybody getting sick, allergies. Ain't nobody getting the evil vaccination, so they spreading the flus. Y'all got kids in school. Ugh. But spread kindness and spread